All right. Let me ask you, you Q turds, this, and we'll talk about Q in one of my upcoming videos and what Q is and who Q is and who Q is not, because Q is not some network of patriotic gentlemen uh, that are out to defeat the Illuminati. That's not what Q is. But let me ask you this, and let me ask you this about Dr. Donald. If he's got a solution to the border crisis, uh, why is he being so mean and scapegoating immigrants? Don't you understand that we the United States tore up Central and South America, destroyed their countries, assassinated so many of their leaders, uh, stole their commodities, destroyed their markets, and then we created the policies here. The world leaders, through our policymakers, created policy here that left the door open and basically invited them in as cheap labor. So it's not actually a border crisis. This is actually a e-verify crisis. We have a system of e-verify in place where basically if it was being enforced, employers would have to check the citizenship status of everybody that went to work for them. And if we were enforcing, the enforcement mechanism of that policy was actually working, then employers would not hire people because they'd be under threat of losing their business license. So why do we need a border wall? And on top of that, why do we need to vilify the human beings who have taken the path of least resistance in their life, which is to come here and to work the jobs being offered to them? Why would you treat these people like such shit? Why would you sit there and call these people? Many of them have brought their cultural values and their family values here to our country at a time of diminishing cultural and family values. So they've actually been feeding us and feeding into what our native population, when I say native, I'm talking about couple hundred years maybe, that we think we're native, but all this stuff was declining, including birth rates, but they brought all that stuff back, those averages up. And so why would we think Dr. Donald is the guy to solve this problem when he wants to vilify these people? He wants to build a border wall, which is dumb as shit. And then he wants to round these people up. Could you imagine tearing these people out of their communities and jobs, no 2-week notice, not telling their families, pulling kids out of schools, separating families, people telling on their neighbors? It would be a witch hunt. It'd be a horrible idea. But that's what he wants to do, is just run roughshod over these people. Like I said, they do what every species on this planet does. It's word of God that you follow the path of least resistance that best supports life. And like I said, we tore their countries up. So yeah, they followed this path of least resistance up north into our country where we had an open door policy. It's not about an open border. It's about that there's jobs and paychecks. And so why isn't he just saying, well, we'll just enforce e-verify? And it's because it's all bullshit. Dr. Donald, Dr. President Donald, whatever you want to call him, whatever title you just want to give him and make up for him, what he's doing is cruel. And people should stop getting on this dumbass bandwagon. It's like this whole Joe Biden thing. It's the same thing with Hillary. They use this guy to really check the confirmation and anchor biases and abuse the biases of working class people. They did it with working class whites with the Hillary election, and they're doing it with working class blacks now with this Joe Biden deal, and everybody in between. But anyway, Why didn't he just push E-Verify and stop vilifying these people who came here looking for a better life that was honestly offered to them by the business class? Why isn't he attacking the business class? Why isn't he pushing the E-Verify? Because none of it's serious. Get real, folks.